Hello everybody. Welcome to NASCAR Now. It's the first ever episode. I'll be your host, Mad Dog Matt, as always, and this will be the show that will go over all the past NASCAR news in the last 24 hours, and hopefully, as we get close and into the 2021 season, we'll be previewing races as anybody would do. But for now, it's silly season. We've got around 4 months until the Busch Clash at Daytona on Tuesday. This time, gonna have to start adjusting to that. So used to being on a Sunday. But we have a lot of silly season news to cover right now. So let's get started. Starting with the new TrackHouse racing team. It'll be a new team, I believe. It's going to be a new charter. No purchasing. They're going to be buying a new charter, I believe, and they have named Travis Mack as crew chief for their number 99 car and Daniel Suarez in 2021. Mack has served as crew chief for Michael Annett in the number 1 JR Motorsports Xfinity team since 2019. They sent out a press release on Twitter. Another thing on Twitter wasn't exactly the best news, but Alan Cavanagh has tweeted Friday that he will not return to Fox Sports and their NASCAR coverage next season. He has been with Fox since 2015, serving as a reporter for NASCAR Race Hub and as a pit reporter for the Truck Series. He said on Twitter, just before the Kansas race, I learned I would not be back with Fox next season. I was surprised and heartbroken. It was a tough end to the season. I love covering races and telling stories. I'm so thankful for the opportunities during the last 6 seasons. I'm not sure what happens next, but I hope to stick around. Thank you all for the support. Alan Cavanagh. And now on another personal note, but for those who watched the NASCAR Weekly podcast last night with, I believe, Rusty Walrus, Slapshoes, and who was on to start? Who cares? But it did break in the middle of it during the lightning round that Ken Squire has tested positive for coronavirus. Ken is my personal inspiration for doing all this and trying to become a broadcaster. That's been the entire goal of this channel, to try and get me noticed so I can eventually become a broadcaster like him. So I'd just like to send all of my support and all of my prayers to Mr. Ken Squire, so he can battle and recover from this COVID positive test. Now, let's take a look at which driver ran the most races in 2020, as I would like to call the stat round of NASCAR Now. Since 2006, only Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain have competed in more NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Truck races in a season than what Timmy Hill did this year. Hill ran 75 races across 3 national series this season. He ran 36 Cup races, all 36 Cup races, 29 Xfinity races, and 10 Truck races. Of course, that does not include the iRacing events when the season was paused. Hill ran near the front in most of those races and had a memorable win at the virtual Texas Motor Speedway after he bumped and run to take the lead late from William Byron and eventually won the race. Now let's move on to some Xfinity Series news. R Motorsports is pleased to announce that Brett Moffitt has re-signed with the team and will compete full-time next year in the 2021 NASCAR Xfinity Series. R Motorsports has finished 15th in the series owner points in its maiden season this year, in which Moffitt drove the number 02 Chevrolet Camaro in 29 of its 33 races. 2020 has been a learning year for the entire R Motorsports operation, and the program is now ready to step up to another level, said Moffitt, who also finished 3rd overall in the 2020 NASCAR Gander RV Outdoors Truck Series points for GMS Racing in the number 23. I'm thankful for the last 2 seasons with GMS Racing and the support of Maury Gallagher, Spencer Gallagher, Ron Booth, Mike Beam, and the entire team gave me. Statesville, North Carolina-based R Motorsports will retain its manufacturer affiliation with Chevrolet. Brett has been instrumental in helping us build this team from scratch to be competitive, said our Motorsports owner Chris Auer. We've changed each other to turn our Motorsports into a race-winning organization, and we have some exciting things in the works that will help us accomplish that goal together. Our Motorsports crew chief Joe Williams is slated to return next year in the same role. Our Motorsports has made great strides in 2020, and I'm feeling really excited to carry that momentum into 2021 with Brett Moffitt behind the wheel, said Williams. Brett is the kind of driver that makes us better as an organization, and I'm confident in what we can accomplish together next year. FR8 Auctions announced last week that the company is sponsoring Moffitt for 4 Xfinity Series races next season that include both races scheduled for Talladega Superspeedway and Atlanta Motor Speedway. More organization details and additional car sponsors will be announced in the future. In a GMS statement, Brett Moffitt will not be returning to GMS Racing for the 2021 season. We can't thank Moffitt enough for his commitment to GMS over the past 2 years. We wish him the best of luck at our Motorsports next year, said Mike Beam, the president of GMS Racing. And on Twitter, 2020... Oh, that's the exact same thing I just read before. Sorry. Going off the top of my head here. And a reminder, Wednesday, November 18th, I will have an episode. But a reminder, I will remind you throughout the week that the NASCAR Awards Banquet, virtually, I believe, will be taking place at 9 p.m., I think, on NBCSN. So Wednesday, November 18th. So, Riley Herbst will move to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2021 to chase the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Multiple sources have confirmed to Front Stretch, which is a source I use for all of these news stories. On November 12th, Joe Gibbs Racing, Herbst's former team, announced it signed Daniel Hemrick to drive the number 18 Toyota in Xfinity, formerly driven by Riley Herbst. Linked to SHR for several weeks, the Las Vegas native will take over the number 98 car left vacant by Chase Briscoe as he moved to the Cup Series full-time. And, well, same exact story. Joe Gibbs Racing announced yesterday that Daniel Hemrick will drive the team's number 18 Toyota Supra full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2021. The Kannapolis, North Carolina native has become a mainstay in NASCAR in recent years with 175 career starts across all 3 national series. Hemrick's Xfinity Series resume includes an impressive 30 top 5 finishes and 51 top 10s and 87 starts and a pair of Championship 4 appearances in 2017 and 2018. It's been quite a roller coaster ride for me over the last few years, but I can't say how thankful I am for the opportunity to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing, said Hemrick. Their reputation speaks for itself. I know they have high expectations for me, as I do as well, and I could not be more excited to chase the Xfinity Series Championship with them next season. Most recently, Hemrick competed in the Xfinity Series on a part-time basis in 2020. In 21 starts this year, he earned 7 top 5 finishes and 12 top 10s, ending the season strong with 4 top 5 finishes in his last 5 starts, all coming during the Xfinity Series playoffs. The 2019 NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year joins Harrison Burton and Brandon Jones in the team's 3 full-time entries competing for the Xfinity Championship next season. In 2020, Burton and Jones combined to claim 7 of the team's 8 victories. We're excited to have Daniel join our Xfinity Series team, said Steve DeSouza, Executive Vice President of Xfinity Series and Development for Joe Gibbs Racing. He has proven the ability to run up front, and we believe his experience and consistency will be a benefit to our overall program. We look forward to him competing with Brandon Jones and Harrison Burton for wins and contending for a championship. Sponsorship and team personnel details will be announced at a later date. Riley Herbst is leaving Joe Gibbs Racing for what multiple sources confirm, Stewart-Haas Racing. And that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you like it. Of course, it was mostly me just talking into a camera for around 10 minutes here. But thank you all for watching. I hope to be on tomorrow. If I'm not on tomorrow or Sunday, I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday to give you all the news in the past 24 hours. Now, I have been Mad Dog Matt. This has been NASCAR Now on the Mad Dog Matt YouTube channel, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.